Ever wanted to be a superhero? Gaining power from the sun is how Superman does it, so let's hop into residential solar. You're already familiar with solar panels. Also called PV cells, they convert sunlight into electricity using the photovoltaic effect. Panels are typically installed on the roof or wherever they can be mounted at the right angle for maximum sun exposure. How the panels are fixed in place is called the racking system. Usually, a series of rails bolted into the feet and flashing that in turn are bolted to the beams of the roof and sealed up to be watertight, maintaining overall roof integrity despite the small penetrations. All of these components are built to withstand harsh weather conditions and can last for decades. But that's just part of the picture. The PV power from the panels is just a fuel source. The real muscle doing the heavy lifting is the inverter. Inverters are necessary to make the electricity safe for usage in the home, and they come in a couple of varieties. Each panel will either have an optimizer tied to a central inverter unit, converting the combined power of the whole array, or a microinverter unit, doing the work under that panel specifically. There are upsides to both configurations, and it usually depends partially on the features of the home itself, as well as the living habits of the people inside. So, all the power from the panels goes straight into the home to be consumed on the spot after the inverter does its work. But what happens when the sun is shining and nobody's home? Two options. You can either store that power in a battery system for self-consumption later, or export it back to the utility company through the net meter. Every home with solar gets a bidirectional meter, and the utility will compensate that homeowner based on the net metering program available to them when they first got installed. Some utilities are still one-to-one credits towards this future bill. Some may have additional fees, tariffs, or variable rate schedules, and some just don't pay much of anything. In those cases, a battery is a surefire way to ensure savings over the long term. If the utility company isn't willing to play fair, then you sure don't want to give them bonus power that they can sell to your neighbors at full price. And remember, you can hold your local officials accountable and tell them you want fair compensation for solar if this is what's going on near you. At the end of the day, it all comes down to long-term savings and peace of mind for homeowners. Produce your own power instead of endlessly paying a rent check to a corporate monopoly. It just makes sense. You don't need to be Superman to save the planet. You can do it from the comfort of your solar-powered home.